Welcome back to the True Roots podcast, where men find their true identity in Christ through surrender and obedience. And once again, here with Dan Cox.
Every week,
we have some good verses today.
Every week,
they're good. This one is it's a fun one to talk about here.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, money. You know, those big topics that people really enjoy.
The thing that people all need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like having that sermon on tithing, you know, where you get up there and you're going to talk about tithing, and they're like, you just want us to give to the church. It's like, well, no, this is just in the Bible.
Manipulative. Yeah. Well, it's Commandment 30.
Okay. We're at 30.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Guard against all forms of greed. Hey, we're not in Matthew.
Oh,
I know.
We've moved.
Luke
shifted.
12:15. I have for the longest time been doing ESV, but I did Amplified because I just thought I liked the way it phrased this.
Okay.
So it says, "Then he said to them," Jesus to the disciples, "Watch out," and actually not to the disciples and the crowd who was listening. Right before this, a guy says, "Jesus, tell the dude to share the inheritance with me."
Mm-hmm.
And so Jesus' response is this. And he said to them, "Watch out and guard yourselves against every form of greed. For not even when one has an overflowing abundance does his life consist of, nor is it derived from his possessions." So watch out and guard yourselves against every form of greed. Most translations say covetousness. It's just like a giant old word. So I like the greed.
Yeah,
version
I like
better.
it too.
And it's super convicting because he's not even like, he is talking about money, and like the context of a lot of what follows is money, but he says every form of greed. And so, you know, as good Jesus followers that we are, we have to take that at face value.
Yeah, we do. Well, and I mean, you said covet too, and it talks about don't covet thy neighbor's wife, right? Like the similar types of greed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Andy, what do you think about that?
Ooh, I get the first question today.
Heck yeah.
I like it. Yeah, you know, it makes me think a little bit about some of the conversations we've had off air about money. And
this
retirement.
Luke 12 was the context for why we started talking about it.
Oh, was it really?
For me, anyways,
okay.
reading it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you were reading that, yeah, and how we, especially in America, the Dave Ramsey plan, all the thing, even in the church. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against Dave Ramsey. I think there's a lot of good principles in there, but you've made me think a little bit about some of the things of how we want to build, we want to get to retirement, we want to have all this wealth, and then we want to give it away.
Yeah.
And I actually would hesitate to think that Dave Ramsey actually thinks this. Maybe he does, because he says it. But I'm like, I'm hopeful that he wanted to give prior to that as well. But one of the things that you talked about is that our job isn't to build up wealth and then give. Our job is to be like the lady who puts the 2 coins in and gives all that she has.
Yeah.
Right? And that all of the things that we have are all his. And so if he prompts us to give, I mean, I'll share a story. There was a guy, this was a long time ago, but when I was actually doing some real estate stuff and ended up going to the Word Retreat, came back to the Lord, all of those things, saw this guy later, and he came to me and he's like, "Hey, I need $50. I mean, I personally had probably $100 in my bank account at the time.
You're loaded.
I was loaded. Yeah. It's a kind of constant in my bank account to be like this right now as I'm rebuilding with the Lord. But the Lord prompted me to give it to him.
Yeah.
And Lord, I can't. I'm sitting there going, I don't have it. And he's like, "I want you to give it to him." And so I did. I gave it to him. And here's the thing. The Lord has always provided and taken care of me, but it wasn't like I gave it to him and then the Lord gave me $400.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he does do that. He has done that in other scenarios with me.
Yeah.
But in this one, he just had me give, and that was the posture that he wanted me to be in. Is just, it's yours. He also had me give a tithe to him when after paying a bunch of things back that I needed to pay back, he's like, "All right, now I want you to give that other $7,900 to me." Like, I could really use that.
You know how many dollars that is?
I could really use that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I got to be obedient and step into it. And he has provided. He has always. And so, but I think what he was doing in my heart is saying, hey, as we rebuild, I don't want anything to hold on to your heart.
Yeah.
And I want you to always be like this. And it's hard. It's hard to do. And I know for my own self that I can get into the mindset of, okay, like I'm going to pay my debts back, get back to even, start building, get to this place, get to this place, get to this place. And his constant call is, I want you to surrender all of it. Like, I don't want you to get in this place of where you are financially and now you aren't. Like, I think he's always so much more concerned about our heart and where we are. And I think quite often what he wants to do also is build us into the character that we can hold the things that he gives to us if he decides to give them to us, and have that same heart posture no matter what we have, like it says in this verse.
Yeah.
Because then when we get the riches, if we do, because we may not get earthly riches, but if he provides those for us, then we have the same heart posture to say, all of this is yours. And if you ask me, I have $500,000 in the bank and you ask me to give 4 of it, or you ask me to give all 5 of it to someone, I'm at that spot. Right? And obviously there's wisdom and different things within that he would speak to, but if he says do it, do it.
Yeah.
And that's the heart posture that he always wants us to operate from.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, that's my initial thoughts.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, Jesus, the guy asked for Jesus to, like, arbitrate this case, basically, and he's asking for him to split it with him.
Yeah.
Which is, like, such a reasonable request.
It is. It's fair.
Can I have my portion of the inheritance?
that's fair.
Right? And Jesus is like, check your heart, bro. Gosh, like, how often do we need to check our heart in, like, whatever it is that we're desiring and why we're desiring it? And I'm always, when I think about greed, I'm always drawn back to this scene in the book Paralandra, which is from this Out of the Silent Planet C.S. Lewis series. It's the second one. And in that book, the main character, Ransom, goes to this new planet that's, like, untainted by sin, basically. And so there's all these contrasts that he's, like, experiencing of, like, an unfallen world. And one of the first ones is he's hungry and he finds this really delicious fruit. And he takes a bite and then he eats the fruit and he's, like, satisfied. And then he has a moment where he's like, I want another one. And there's this whole, like, exchange in his mind of, wait, but, like, I'm satisfied. Why do I need that? I don't need that. It'll be there for me later. I don't have to have it. And this dialogue of what greed is, And it's just, I don't have it, otherwise I'd read it, because it's way better than me describing it. But it's compelling. It's like, oh yeah, that is all that I, like, when I'm satisfied, I can be done. And like, gosh, there's so many things that tell us we can't be done. That wait, you're not actually satisfied. What about that? What about that? What about that? And it's like, that's the stuff that Jesus is saying, watch out, guard your heart again. Like, protect it. You can't, that's a proactive state. It's not reactive.
Yeah.
How do you guard your heart?
That's a good question. For one, the number one thing I do to guard my heart is that I sit with the Lord and I'm with him daily so that I know what he wants and requires, and I sit in his word. And I think that's the number one way to guard my heart. I think that's the number one way to guard anyone's heart, is to sit with the Lord and his word and to be with him, because then he will speak to you about those things to help you guard your heart. I think in the other ways, it's just in being able to recognize. I'll give a scenario of last night. When I was eating something last night, I was hungry. It's the end of the night, and I had made 2 things and ate one of them and was starting to eat the other one. I'm like, I'm full. Like, why am I eating this? And typically I'd be like, well, there's more protein in here. I'm going to finish this up.
Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, exactly. and there's just this moment of, well, I don't need this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put this in the fridge. And actually, I can have this tomorrow. Like, this will be great. This is sweet. Sets it up for tomorrow. But I think it's in those moments, right, where you become aware of, and this is just a simple story, but I think that where you become aware of, okay, I want more, I don't need more. And I mean, heck, we were talking off air about something else that I won't share on here at this moment, but you bring it to the light. I think that's another piece of it to guard. I think a lot of times when we don't want to guard our heart, or we don't want to share with people, is the moments when we need to, because our heart's deceitful above all, and we can easily get in these moments of, like, that decision with food is pretty simple for me to make at this point because of what I've walked through with those things. But in the beginning, I needed a heck of a lot of accountability, and if I started going off path, like, I would bring it out, right? And I think that's the piece where, in areas where we need to guard, we also need to have people in our corner that we can say, hey, I'm struggling with this. I'm not good at this. How did you do this?
Yeah.
And where are you at? And also, can you just speak to that? Am I missing something? Am I not seeing something that you can see? And where's my blind spot? And what's going on? And I think the Lord constantly does that. Yes, Lord first, like Lord overall, Lord in all. He will reveal it, and He will always bring us to community. And quite often, I think when we have these moments of, I want the greed, or I want the thing, and we want it to the degree that it's not where the Lord has it, we will hold it rather than reveal it and share it. And I think that's a big piece in guarding our heart, is saying, hey, I kind of suck at this, or hey, I'm scared here, or hey, I don't know how to handle this, and actually bringing it to a trusted follower of Jesus and saying, how do I do this? Or do you see something here that is off? You know?
Yeah. It's so if I was summarizing, accountability, and abiding with the Lord, or like knowing the truth of what God says.
Yeah. Can I say one thing before you keep going?
Yeah.
Accountability is also not waiting till you sin every time and then talking to your trusted advisor. Can we just throw that out there about, because especially with men and sexuality, that's accountability in the church. Is, I keep whacking off every week, and I keep looking at porn every week.
Put $1 in the jar.
Yeah, but I'm telling my buddy every week, and he also is doing the same thing. And it's like, no, how about you find someone? Man, I've been passionate the last few weeks, and I don't know what's going on. So, but how about you find, like, what true accountability is? For one, find someone who has freedom that can actually help you walk towards freedom. Because if you find someone who's in the same sin, you're just going to do the same things. But so find someone who has freedom that can actually hold you accountable, and then learn to tell them when you're tempted. Learn to tell them when you're really struggling. Learn to be open when things are hard before you walk down that road. And that's true accountability. And again, if you make a mistake and if we sin, yes, share that too. Like, that doesn't mean we stop doing that. But true accountability is lifting each other up so that you can walk towards the Lord, rather than just trying to avoid sin and waiting until you sin and then telling. It's like, hey.
It's not confession.
No, it's not confession. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So anyway, so we can keep going, but I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah. It's good. I had a thought, but I can't remember what it was, so it's okay.
It was about accountability and abiding in the Lord.
Yeah, like how you guard your heart.
Yeah.
So I remember.
There
now.
you go, sweet.
Yeah, I was actually just saying this morning, and I think it was a recognition almost, because I said it out loud. But like, and ironically, that when I have worries, anxieties, when I have these fears, when I have sin, when I say them out loud, they lose so much of their strength and power. Yeah. And I don't even have to say them out loud to a person.
That's true.
Like, legitimately, like, I don't know if you've ever tried this before, but if you're like having some greedy thought of some kind, right? It's like, right now, what I want is, and you say it out loud, you go, ooh.
Yeah, it's
like,
kind of like, woo.
You hear it out loud, and it just causes you to hear it objectively. And you can't, I think there's probably something in our brains that when we say it out loud, we hear it the way somebody else would hear it. You know?
Well, that'd be interesting to look into. Yeah,
I bet you there
so.
is.
Yeah.
And because it shifts your perspective. Like, when I don't say it out loud, it just feels bigger, or it feels overwhelming, or it feels sneaky, or it feels whatever. When I say it out loud, it's like, ooh, well, I don't want that. You know, it's like, a lot of times I'm saying it out loud because I'm talking to the Lord about it. But like sometimes you can just say it out loud because you're saying it out loud to yourself. But like just that like out loud saying is like really impactful. I don't know if you have this. It sounds like you have this.
Yeah. And I mean, there's talk too about getting, just from, I don't know, it's counseling or just mental health, but getting thoughts onto paper actually does help them get out of our brain. I know that for sure, and I'm sure the science is similar in that. But also, like talking about the enemy and rebuking the enemy, it's like say it out loud, like command it out, say it out loud. So I think there's just a lot of truth in that because it gets it out here where we can go, oh, now you can actually like look at it.
Yeah.
I think when it's up here, it's hard to see, it's hard to picture, and I think our thoughts in our head too. Like there's 3 different thoughts typically going on. It's like, is it the Lord? Is it me? Is it the enemy? It's like sometimes it's hard to know.
Yeah.
Like we'd like to say, yes, it's very clear all the time. It's like, no, sometimes it is hard to know, even though I'd love to be like, I know it's from the Lord. And yes, a lot of times when it's the Lord, like it's just pretty clear and he'll make it clear. But sometimes I don't know.
Yeah.
And then same with thoughts, like sinful thoughts or thoughts that are hard or thoughts where I want to do something that I shouldn't be doing. It's like, once you voice it, it's something where it just comes out and you're going, yeah, that's not it. That's not it.
I probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sake of time, I'm going to ask you one more question.
Okay. Buzzer did
so
just
the
go
second,
off. That's good.
it did?
Yeah, no, so we got time.
Second half of this, Jesus, I'll read it. Jesus says, watch out and guard yourself against every form of greed. For not even when one has an overflowing abundance, so like infinite amount of good, right? Does his life consist of, nor is it derived from his possessions. So what do you, like so this is Jesus' reason. Like how would you explain that to somebody else? Like, this is why this matters. And based on what Jesus just said.
Yeah, I think one of the other verses in there that you put is where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
Yeah.
You said
later in Luke 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple more in here.
Yeah. And I was trying. I mean, one of them I know is about treasure, but that's
Luke
the one.
12:34.
Okay, yeah, that's the one that comes to mind. And I would just put it this way: is no matter what we gain in this life, if we don't have Jesus, we have nothing. And it's just true. We have nothing. You could gain, and honestly, you can just say, go do it. Go do it. Like if you want to go gain everything and find out later, go do it. Because you will get to a point, we all get to a point in life, probably multiple points, where we will have everything and feel despair. We will have everything and it's not like our marriage, we had $10,000 in the bank. We had all our debt paid off. We had 2 houses. Like, we were doing pretty well. I was coaching a baseball team, living my dream. We had a kiddo. All the things looked good. And my heart was far from God. And there came a point where I lost it all. And what I would say now is, and again, I wish I could have lost it all in a different way, right? Like I wish I hadn't sinned, but I wouldn't change a thing because I have everything now, because I have the Lord. And he allowed me to get to the place that I needed to get to have him. And it sucks that I had to cause pain for other people to get there. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
But I have everything.
Yeah.
I have everything. So whatever he gives, I now have it all, regardless. So whether he restores my finances or not, whether he gives me a wife or not, I have it all. And yeah, those are hard processes to walk, sure. But there came a moment, it was January 3rd, where I was sitting with the Lord, and I had been angry for a long season. I'm just sitting there, and in the midst of worshiping him, start bawling, going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just thanking him for all that he had done over the last year, because he just wanted my whole heart. And that I got to go through all of that pain so that I could be near to him. It's like, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. And that's what it's about. And so now if I get $1 million, like I don't know, whatever it is, have a wonderful home, who knows? that's still the peace that's there. And so it doesn't have this hold on my heart because my heart is his. And that's where peace and freedom and joy come from, because having those things, it's like, live like no one else so you can live like no one else. Okay, well, let's do that with Jesus. Like, I want the things that others don't have, so I've got to do the things that others won't do. Well, I apply that to Jesus. So I'm going to sit with him in the silence. I'm going to sit with him in the hard. I'm going to walk with him when it's hard. I'm going to walk with him in any scenario and go where he asks me to go, which is going to look different than just building wealth. And that's harder. But I'm going to have freedom. I'm going to have joy. I'm going to have peace. And I'm going to have a calm that other people don't have because I have him. And that's what I would say. So there you go.
Jesus. Your life doesn't consist of what you have materially. It consists of what you have with the Lord.
Yeah, 100%.
Summation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to pray us out?
Why not?
I mean, I'm sorry we don't have time to ask you because I want to ask you.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You answered it really well. God, thank you for this morning. Thank you for your word. And thank you that you're enough. And I pray that would get deeper and deeper into our spirits. And that when those moments arise that we want what we know we shouldn't want, when we want what we don't have, when we want more than we need, that we'd be reminded of all the ways that you are sufficient for us and for our souls. And of just the right perspective that you have promised an abundance. You've come to give us life to the full. It's just not what the world promises. And so would we have the right perspective? Would we be reminded of your faithfulness? And then would we walk in it? Praise your name. Amen.
Amen. All right. Have a great week.
Until next time.